All right, our second guest tonight is Tommy Avallone. He's a director/writer from New Jersey. He's done such credits as the Wasted Apples trilogy, Community College.
We're trying to forget about Wasted Apples.
And Boot It and Calendar Girls, and he's got a few other films in the works. Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Thank you, Matt, for having me.
No problem, sir. How do you like the studio?
Booch is here. Booch is here, too.
His friend and producer, Booch, is here as well.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. It is a great studio.
I know. I can't believe we got so many audience members out here for a show. It's pretty impressive. Now, I am told that
Great studio.
well before you started doing film, you had a little bit of a political background.
Can I stop for 1 second and
You may.
again say how great of a studio this is?
It's still being worked on. You can hear some construction going on.
You
in the
people who
background.
are listening are at a disservice because it is so nice in here. Did I use the word disservice right?
I think
All
so.
right, good. All right, go ahead. Question.
You had a political background before becoming a filmmaker?
Yes. When I was 20 years old, I ran for mayor of Haddon Heights, New Jersey. Booch was there with me. He helped me run my campaign. He was one of Tommy's Angels, which was a bunch of people that I knew who dressed in suits, who protected me from anyone who wanted to cause me harm.
How did that go for you?
I lost.
You got 8% of the vote for an
Talking to the
independent.
microphone.
Apparently that's a very good
Supposed to talk into the microphone?
percentage for an independent.
Hold on, let me move this over.
Well, that's pretty impressive. Now,
Yes, I
Did
got
that-
8% of the vote. I was on CNN. I was on ABC. I was on CBS. Fox did not do it. They did an interview with me, but they didn't want Tommy's Angels in the background, so it didn't work out. They tried to do a shot without Tommy's Angels, and I said, when you have Tommy, you have Tommy's Angels. And they didn't agree with me, and they said, well, we do this for a living. I said, that's funny. So do I. So the Fox thing never worked out.
did anything good come out of the running for mayor? Or
Yeah, that's how I got my job at 94 WYSP.
Nice little plug. That's a Philly station for the other 49 states.
Yes, it's a CBS station. I went on their Loud and Local show and performed my... they played my rap song that was all about running for mayor with the band called Tommy and the Politicians. And they played that song, and they liked me, and then I eventually started working there. I mean, the mayor thing was good because we almost we did a parody of running for mayor. You know, all these people. I'd go out and give press conferences and give people milk and cookies to show up. You know,
Very Andy Kaufman-esque.
yes,
seems.
Andy Kaufman's my hero. I have 4 of his books that are about him. He didn't write them. We did. We were in the 4th of July parade for Haddon Heights, and I acted like I was Kennedy, but I didn't get shot. I was one of the things my dad asked me. Can you please not get shot or pretend to not get shot? Yeah.
So beyond being on all these news affiliates, you've also been on television a couple times. I heard you were once on Dr. Phil. It's probably the most notable. How did that all come about?
Yes, me and Booch faked our way on the Dr. Phil show. It was fantastic. These people, Kevin Blatt was in a documentary called American Cannibal. I forget the directors' names, but they were on the Dr. Phil show too. And the way they presented the show was all about people who would do anything to get famous. And this documentary was all about reality shows and how they destroy people's lives and stuff like that. And in order to do press for that show, Kevin Blatt, the guy who was the subject of this documentary, came up with a fake show, which no one knew was fake, called Virgin Territory, where he was going to get a whole bunch of virgins in a house, and the winner would have sex with a porn star. Well, Dr. Phil wanted one of these people that was going to be a contestant. And I said, well, I have a friend that can act like a virgin, and that was Booch. How do you feel about being on the Dr. Phil show as a virgin, Booch?
If I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't.
It was great. They paid us... How much did they pay us? $50 a day?
Yeah, $50 a day. You know, it's cool.
Put us up in this sweet-ass hotel and flew us out to L.A. It was great. And I got to yell at the guy from Apprentice.
Someone from Apprentice.
Yeah. I started yelling at the audience members and telling them they all sucked and they didn't know what they're doing. and it was a highlight of my life.
Have you lied your way onto any other television shows, or was Dr. Phil a one-time shot there?
Don't think I've lied my way onto any show. I was in an elevator with Montel Williams once. My friend was supposed to be on his show, but he got bumped. And then we found Montel in an elevator, very, very small New York elevator, and they started talking about something, and they both got really, really emotional, and they started crying, and it was very, very awkward, the fact that I was stuck in this elevator with someone I know, and Montel Williams crying, and then he later asked him if he wanted to smoke weed, and I left. It's my Montel Williams story. I think I can get away with that, telling that one, right? I mean, he's very open about smoking pot.
Did Montel ask your friend to smoke pot?
Well,
Or
yeah.
did your friend ask Montel to smoke
No,
pot?
Montel asked because he's.
They
my
were
fr-
both like medicinal pot smokers.
Yeah, my friend has Tourette's, and Montel has something, right? MS. So he's very, very vocal about smoking pot for the right reasons. And he's like, well, this could help your Tourette's if you want to smoke with me. And he gave him some stuff, and it was really, really funny and awkward.
So after the Dr. Phil show, finally, after years and years and years, Community College had its premiere in Philadelphia, which I attended. And it even...
Along with the millions and millions of people.
it actually even made it onto my list of the top 10 movies of 2009, which says I didn't see a lot of movies in 2009. But
9 movies?
I saw about 9 or 10, yeah.
Where are you going with this?
It was a very good movie. It was a very funny movie. It was a very surreal movie, and I think having seen some of your past work, it was when you guys finally came into your own as far as storytellers. Can I use storytellers to describe what you guys do? Or
No. I don't care about story, character. I just want their characters to say funny lines.
We're still kind of learning that.
But you had a lot of celebrity, a lot of audio
No,
listeners won't see the finger quotes, but you had a lot of celebrities on. In this movie.
Community college was our, I guess, stepping stone of working with something better. What we do now, we work on, I think, better projects, better production. But community college, we weren't HD or anything like that. But we got to work with Michael Ray Bauer, who was Donkey Lips and Slit Your Shorts. Sky Schwartz, who was the guy who stuck his tongue to the pole in Christmas Story and in The Toy. Who else? MC Lars, who I met through you, Matt. And I'm trying to think. Oh, the Blue Meanie. We got to work with Blue Meanie, an ECW wrestler and a good friend of mine.
Late great Rich
Cronin.
Cronin.
And Rich Cronin, very good friend of mine, recently passed away. And we are going to dedicate the movie to him once it gets on DVD. And it should be good. I mean, I like it. It is what it is. It's 4 guys who like to drink and don't go to school.
And somehow they made that a career.
Is there a you mentioned the DVD release. Is there anything that's working that way, or
the thing is, it took us 4 years to make this movie, and in no way is that a good thing to say. Like we wrote it 2005 and we shot it, half of it, and we realized we were just doing the same old kind of movie, the same way, shooting it awful. So we scratched it all, really started doing this thing called rehearsing with the actors and making sure they knew their lines and actually said them correctly. And we got a DP, Mike Lecision, who is amazing. Before that, I would be holding the microphone, pushing record, and still being in the shot. So
filming line by line. So,
yeah.
All right, you say your line.
Now you go.
Okay, good.
Now you go.
Now let's turn the camera this way, and you say your line.
And now you go.
Yeah.
So we actually stepped it up in that regard, and it made it a lot better of a movie. And then that shooting was 2006. We had to wait for a couple cameos. We had to wait for Lars to come in town to do his, and we had to wait for Rich to come back from Boston to do his. So a lot of stuff was just literally waiting. And then also, with the other movies that we did before, I only had a job like 1 or 2 days. This I was working full time in radio, and I couldn't devote the time to edit it. And like my computer was so old, that some of the stuff I edited on, and then I got a Mac, and then it didn't convert, and there was so many problems with the technology that I just really got pissed so much of it, and I just wouldn't touch it for like a month. Don't use that out of context, because it sounds like I was talking about my penis. But yeah, so I mean, like, so it took us a while, and then we eventually got the sound mixed, because shooting in a bar is awful. So much of ambient noise.
You have to unplug fridges. There's so much humming.
And the continuity of the noise. You know, one time you're shooting Timmy, and you hear a refrigerator really, really loud, and you do the reverse shot to Jordan, and you don't hear it at all. So you have to make it all sound right. But the great thing that brought that movie all together is the music. We got a lot of great music from Sick Animation. Rich Cronin and Doug Ray did the theme song for the movie, and Doug Ray did the Super Size Me theme. And the music really helps pull it together. There's a Sick Animation, great guy. He actually did a song that explained everything that was going on in the movie. Like if a girl started throwing up, he mentioned that.
Everything that was going on in the scene. He wrote a song for the scene, and it was funny because it was just almost like a one camera movement through everything, and then he was, as the camera was moving, you saw something, and he was singing it.
Yeah, I think that's funny. A lot of stuff, so a lot of music plays to that. Like Laura Lee did a song called I forget what it was. The transition. Well, some of the transition scenes were sung. We really had the music kind of as a character of the movie, and that's the only way I'm going to look into this movie as anything. It is what it is. It's a dumb movie about dumb jokes, but it's great. But it's
about an hour and a half, and it goes by quick. So
yeah.
At least we have that.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying a lot of filmmakers will try to like read so much into their movie and try to make it bigger than it is. Community college is about 4 guys who like to drink, and the bar is closing, so they try to do anything they can to bring that bar back into their lives with getting free drinks.
I think as corny as it sounds, you learn a lot by just making the wasted apples. Small Kid Tank Top, and Here's Yesterday. Each movie we kind of...
These are movies that no one knows.
No one knows, yeah. We made them like right out of high school. I was still in high school for one of them. Yeah, it was just...
Movies that one day we would like to remake. Better.
Yeah, with more of a story and,
better words.
Better words. Like Wasted Apples, we kind of realized maybe we said the F word a little too much. Like, every other word is a little bit,
This thing called growing up really weighs heavy on your soul. Let's not use the F word a lot.
With community college, we kind of realized that it's just as much about what you do behind the camera, the production work, as you do.
We had a crane shot.
Gotta make it look good.
A couple dollies.
Now, after community college, you guys kind of got into producing a little bit more, and you actually have what I consider to be a very impressive list of films that you've produced so far, with Calendar Girls and Booted.
It's Calendar Girl.
Calendar Girl. I'm
That's
sorry.
about the list right there.
But
No.
I mean, I haven't actually gotten to see either one of those movies yet, but I've seen the trailers, and I've it's got an impressive cast. It looks great.
Yeah, I mean, Booted. Well, let's see. Calendar Girl is out first, and that already had a test screening at the Trocadero, and that went over very well. We have Gilbert Godfrey on that, Corbin Bernsen, Brian O'Halloran. If you're a wrestling fan, Al Snow is in it. Jerry Blavat, the Geeter with the Heater, boss of the hot sauce. And it's a really great movie. It's a horror comedy about some girl who finds out that she's going to be, she might be getting killed for this guy's calendar. I'm not really good at selling movies. Booch, you want to try this one?
It's about a waitress. Quite frankly, she's a bitch. And
if you go to calendargirlthemovie.com and watch the trailer, you'll know exactly what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Booch is an actor in it.
Yeah, I play a diner guy.
He has a great mustache.
I have an awesome mustache.
I really liked the concept of... I like the concept of Calendar Girl, but I love the concept of Booted. I remember the first time you even told me about Booted, before there was even trailers, I was like, this sounds like a fucking great movie. Like, this sounds like...
Whoa, language!
I'm sorry. I just finished watching Wasted Apples and did something to my brain.
You know this is live, right?
I know.
Yeah, to children listening, the internet is not
The
sensitive.
cyber police are going to come after me. I've done bad.
But Booted, Booted's a good one. It's written by Derek Lindemann, and that has Alan Ruck, Colin Quinn, Ryan Dunn, Mark Summers, Blue Meanie again, and if you're a wrestling fan, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. We try to put wrestlers in every single one of our movies. BootedTheMovie.com. See, my thing is, I have sometimes, I don't say, I get angry a lot, and when someone says, hey, what's your movie about? Why should I see it? I go, don't bother.
I'm telling you it's good. Why can't you just take my word for it?
Did I tell you Jim the Anvil Neidhart's in the movie? That should be enough for you to see it. No, just trust me, all right? It's a good goddamn movie, and you should see both of them, all three of them: Community College, Booted, and Calendar Girl. And we're shooting another movie in March that you should see. That's called Mancation.
Now listen, I got 2 requirements for every one of my movies that I want to see or whatever. It's good if it's got blood, and it's good if it's got tits. And you know what? I make sure my movie's got those things.
Booted doesn't have any.
Booted doesn't
There wasn't
have
any
blood or
community
tits,
college.
and that kind
No,
of
there's
sucks.
blood. There's blood.
Oh, there's blood. All right, so that's one. So it's kind of good.
So you're on it.
My criteria for movies is there good mustaches in it? And are there any professional wrestlers? And all of our movies exceed that to the highest regard.
Now are you
Mustaches and wrestlers.
now are you going to return? You've been doing the producer thing for a while. Are you going to return to the directing chair or the writers?
Well, producing is definitely what I feel like I'm good at. But me and Booch are writing another movie. Can't really go too in detail with it because the main title consists of an actor's name that hasn't said he'd do it yet. So
We'll just call it somebody's last movie.
Yes,
for
it's
now.
about these filmmakers who are making a movie, and they get this actor to be in it, and he happens to be an older actor. And when their movie isn't that good, they decide maybe we should kill the man and make it his final performance, so that way our movie gets sold.
You said you're bad at movie summaries, but that pretty much summed up.
Well, I wrote that one.
We're actually working on it today. So.
Yeah, the third draft. The first draft was filled with a lot of AIDS jokes that we had to kind of lower down. They're like, the people.
All right, you're on a good pace. Maybe a little too many AIDS jokes.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Sometimes
he did send me both drafts, and I did notice that I was upset that there was a lacking of age jokes in the second draft.
Yeah, well, you gotta live, you gotta learn, like.
Yeah, like.
First age joke in the first draft was literally the first page.
Well, yeah.
Whereas the second draft, it was like the 30th page.
The first script.
The first page was a guy dying of AIDS.
Listen, I'm dying of AIDS. If there's any way in the future you could do something great about this,
Just dedicated.
one day in life I want you to find an old actor and then kill him for me. Just don't give him my AIDS. That's kind of my thing. That's where we did it. The first draft was too far. We took it too far, just like I just did right there.
Can I say my favorite AIDS joke?
Sure.
Can I say it, Tommy?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's called magic, Johnson.
Well, the character's name is Johnson, and Johnson's showing the actor magic trick, and he goes, "That's some good magic."
Showing Johnson, a magic trick. You can also
I wrote
go
that one.
further into that because Johnson's also like a penis, and penis spreads AIDS.
So if people are interested in finding more
About age jokes,
jokes,
they can the first draft that is nowhere going to be ever made.
a certain elderly actor's last movie, Booted, Calendar Girl, or Community College, what's the best site for them to find all that information out?
Well, each movie has their own thing. My website that I kind of turned into, I don't want to say a blog site, but the most updated, I guess, would be wastedapples.com. I'm working with Derek Lindemann and John Gennari, and our new production company is Double Windsor Films. I think that's going to be doublewindsorfilms.com, which will have Booted trailers and Calendar Girl trailers and eventually Mancation trailer.
Yeah. Of course, you can find everything on Facebook too.
And we are on IMDb. I have my picture on IMDb. $50. $54. Unlimited pictures now. Not just 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should do it.